What if you founded Netflix before Reed Hastings, California, 1995? The air carries something nobody can quite name yet. Every Friday night, millions of Americans climb into their cars, drive to a Blockbuster, walk through 40 minutes of aisles, and rent a VHS tape they might have to rewind before returning. Or pay a fee if they don't. Nobody questions this. It's simply how movies work. But you're sitting in a small room in Los Gatos, California, late at night, staring at a glowing screen, and a dangerous thought is forming in your mind. Not, what if people could rent movies online? That's too small, too timid, too obvious. You're thinking, what if nobody ever had to leave their couch to watch a movie again? What happens next changes entertainment forever. Before we begin this journey, if you also enjoy discovering the secrets behind the success of extraordinary people, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a simple action, but it helps this channel reach more people who are striving to achieve greater things in life, just like you. And now, imagine opening your eyes one morning and realizing that you are that person. The journey begins. Seeing what nobody else can see. Let's go back, not just to 1995, but to the mindset you need in 1995. Because seeing what no one else has seen yet is the entire story. In 1995, Blockbuster isn't just a company. It's a religion. 8,000 stores across America, 50 million customer accounts, $3.3 billion in annual revenue. It owns Friday night. Ask the average American if Blockbuster will ever die, and they'd laugh. You probably would too. Except for one thing. You've been quietly watching the internet. Not the version the newspapers describe. Clunky, confusing, academics trading text files. The other version, the one you can feel coming. In 1994, Amazon sold its first book online. A physical object shipped by mail, ordered through a website. Most people thought Jeff Bezos had lost his mind. But you noticed something. People bought that book without ever touching it first. They trusted an interface. They trusted a machine. They trusted data over physical experience. That's not a small thing. That's a crack in the wall. Then, at exactly the right moment, the DVD arrives. Not just a better VHS, a completely different object. It weighs almost nothing. It fits in a standard envelope. It survives cross-country mail without degrading. It holds perfect picture quality. And here's the thing nobody's saying out loud. A DVD doesn't care where it came from. It doesn't know if it was rented from a corner store or shipped from a warehouse in Nevada. The movie is the same either way. You write that sentence down. The movie is the same either way. That's your entire business model right there on a napkin. Building the thing. Here's what people get wrong about starting a company. They think the hard part is the idea. It's not. The idea is the easy part. The hard part is building the machine that makes the idea real, with no money, no proof it works, and nobody who believes in you. You start with a name. It needs to say technology, entertainment, and the future all at once. You cycle through dozens of options. Nothing lands. Then, Netflix. Net for the internet. Flix, casual slang for movies. It sounds like it already existed. You build the website yourself mostly. A simple catalog, 925 titles, every DVD available in the US at that moment. The design is rough. The checkout is clunky. It looks like someone built it in a weekend. Because someone did. But it works. The first order arrives in mid-1997. A copy of Beetlejuice tucked into a thin red envelope, shipped from a small distribution center in San Jose. You and your tiny team watch the tracking number obsessively. It arrives. It plays. The customer emails to say the picture was perfect. You print the email and pin it to the wall. That email cost you 30 cents in postage and 99 cents in overhead. And it changes everything you believe is possible. Convincing investors is its own kind of warfare. You walk into oak-paneled rooms full of people who've made millions being right and explain that you want to mail DVDs through the United States Postal Service to people's homes. One investor actually chuckles involuntarily, like he's just sat in something. The post office, he says. You tell him the post office delivers 207 billion pieces of mail a year without losing most of them. He passes anyway. So do several others. You keep going. The giant in the room. You need to talk about Blockbuster because none of what you're doing makes sense without understanding what you're doing it against. Blockbuster isn't just big. It's structurally, culturally massive. In 1997, it opens a new store every 17 hours. By 2000, it will employ 84,000 people across 29 countries with a market cap of $4.8 billion. Analysts call it the future of home entertainment. But you keep hearing the same thing, over and over, in customer conversations and casual small talk. People hate late fees. Not mildly annoyed, genuinely hate them. $3.50 doesn't sound like much, but it comes wrapped in humiliation, a small sharp resentment that lingers. Blockbuster collects $800 million a year in late fees. $800 million of accumulated customer resentment, quietly stockpiled, waiting for an alternative. You're going to be that alternative. The strategy is simple. No late fees, no due dates, a flat monthly subscription. Keep the DVDs as long as you want. Return them whenever. Get new ones instantly. Simple. Human. The way rentals should have always worked. Blockbuster's entire business model runs on friction. Yours runs on removing it. This is what David versus Goliath actually looks like. Not a slingshot. A business model. The floor falls out 2000. The dot-com bubble bursts, and the sound is 1,000 business plans turning to confetti. Companies once worth billions on paper are suddenly worth nothing. Investors who threw money at anything ending in .com are now throwing furniture. Everyone who once called the internet the future is now calling it a scam. Your investors start calling too, not to ask how things are going, but when things are stopping. You lay off 30 people in a single afternoon in the fall of 2001. 30 people who believed in you enough to show up every day and help build this. You walk out of the last conversation, find a quiet corner of the parking lot, and sit with it for a while. This is the part they leave out of the business books. The part where you're not sure if you're a visionary or just someone who got lucky for a little while. You go to Blockbuster. Yes, that Blockbuster. You offer to sell Netflix for $50 million. They pass. The executive is polite about it, professional, but you can see it in his face. He thinks you're a cautionary tale. You drive home, you don't sleep much, and around 3 a.m. you decide, if Blockbuster doesn't think you're worth $50 million, you're going to build something worth 100 times that. The crazy idea. Here's a fun fact about 2002. If you tried to stream a movie over the average American internet connection, you'd wait roughly 8 hours for a 2-hour film. That's not a metaphor. That's math. Average broadband speed in 2002 is 2.5 megabits per second when it works. Compressing a feature film for that connection is basically witchcraft. So, when you tell your team the future of Netflix is streaming movies instantly, directly through the internet, to any device, they look at you the way the investors did when you said, postal service. Except this time, you're not deterred because you've learned something important. Technology doesn't wait for permission. In 1995, 14% of Americans used the internet. By 2000, 44%. By 2005, it'll be 68%. Broadband adoption is doubling roughly every 18 months. The question was never, can we stream today? It's always, when will we be able to? And your only job is to be ready when that moment arrives. So you invest quietly, consistently against conventional wisdom. You hire engineers who understand compression. You build partnerships with server farms. And you start collecting something more valuable than DVDs: data. Every time someone watches a movie, you learn something. What they like, what they skip, what they rewatch, what they choose at 11 p.m. versus 2 p.m. on a Sunday. You're not building a video store, you're building a mind. One that knows, sometimes better than the viewer, exactly what they want to watch next. The long game, 2003, 2004, 2005. You're playing a different game than everyone around you. While competitors chase quarterly results, you're thinking in decades. You build Cinematch, a recommendation algorithm that predicts what people will love. It's crude at first, wrong about 20% of the time. You make it public, launching the Netflix Prize in 2006, $1 million to any team that can improve your accuracy by 10%. Scientists and engineers from 186 countries enter. You've turned an engineering problem into a global competition, generating more recommendation system research than any single company could fund alone. Meanwhile, the internet catches up. 2006, YouTube proves people will watch video online. 2007, Apple releases the iPhone, a computer in every pocket, always connected. Broadband hits 50% penetration in American homes. The moment you've spent 5 years building toward has arrived. Are you ready? You check the servers, the catalog, the recommendation engine. You look at your team. Yes, you're ready. The world changes on a Tuesday, January 2007. You launch Netflix streaming. No press conference, no Super Bowl ad, just a quiet button on the website. Watch now. Subscribers click it. The response is immediate. Not viral yet, but emails start pouring in within hours. People watching movies at 11 p.m. without a disc. Documentaries at 6 a.m. with coffee. A sitcom on a random Tuesday afternoon, just because they can. Because they can. There's a moment in every technological revolution when the technology becomes invisible. When people stop thinking about how it works and simply use it, streaming hits that moment faster than you expected. Within a year, 40% of subscribers are streaming monthly. Within 2 years, streaming minutes exceed DVD rentals. Within 3, you're quietly winding down the DVD business. And Blockbuster? They try to respond. Their own online service, too late. A subscription model, too little. Keeping late fees, too committed to abandon. In 2010, Blockbuster files for bankruptcy? Not with a bang. With a sigh. The last Blockbuster on Earth is still open, by the way, in Bend, Oregon. 4,000 VHS tapes and a lot of nostalgia. Becoming Hollywood. By 2011, you have a problem most companies would kill for: 23 million subscribers who trust you to entertain them. But you don't own what you're showing them. Every title is licensed from studios who can pull it back, raise the price, or launch their own competing service overnight. You're a restaurant that doesn't own its kitchen. So you decide to build the kitchen. 2013. House of Cards. $100 million, 2 full seasons, ordered without a pilot. Every network executive in Hollywood thinks you've lost your mind. You don't order 2 seasons before knowing if audiences like episode 1. You don't release a whole season at once. Nobody would binge an entire show in a weekend. Except they do. They watch it in a weekend, in a night, at 3 a.m. because they need to know what happens next, and nothing is stopping them from finding out. House of Cards wins 2 Emmys. Every studio in Hollywood realizes, slightly too late, that they've watched a distributor become something else entirely. Not a platform, but a studio. One that knows better than anyone exactly what its audience wants before the audience knows it themselves. Because you've been collecting the data for 15 years. The streaming wars. Success, it turns out, is only the beginning of a harder problem. Once you prove streaming works, that people will happily pay monthly for entertainment with zero friction, everyone wants in. 2019. Disney launches Disney Plus with Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, and its entire vault. Amazon has spent a decade quietly building Prime Video, bundling it with free shipping until canceling feels like a loss. Apple, sitting on $200 billion in cash, launches Apple TV Plus. HBO goes direct to consumer. Suddenly, it's not David versus Goliath anymore. It's everyone versus everyone, fighting for the same 4 hours of human attention each night. Subscribers start choosing, not just between you and Blockbuster, but between you and a dozen options, each with exclusives, each with its own price, each competing for that one moment after dinner when someone opens a screen. Password sharing becomes a crisis. Ad tiers become a debate. Price hikes trigger cancellations. What was once a revolution starts feeling occasionally like a utility bill. But here's what you know that the new competitors don't. You've been doing this longer. Your data runs deeper. Your recommendation engine has a 15-year head start on understanding human desire. And you have 183 million subscribers across 190 countries who chose you before there were better options. Loyalty, earned slowly, is the hardest thing to replicate. What you actually built. Here's what you built. Not a video store, not a tech company, not even exactly a studio. You built the infrastructure of human imagination at scale. Think about what that actually means. The recommendation engine you spent 15 years refining doesn't just suggest movies. It surfaces stories people didn't know they needed. It finds the documentaries someone's always been curious about, but never explored. It recommends the foreign film that reshapes how someone understands a culture they've never visited. The subscription model you designed. Simple, frictionless, no punishment for watching too much. Removed the last financial barrier between a person and a story they needed to hear. The global strategy you chose, investing in local content from Korea, India, Brazil, Nigeria, Spain, didn't just entertain those markets. It gave those storytellers an audience of 300 million people. Squid Game was a Korean survival drama made for $21 million. It became the most watched show in Netflix history, watched by 111 million households across 94 countries simultaneously. That has never happened before in the entertainment industry. Not once. Before you built this, a story made in Korea reached Korean audiences. A show made in Brazil reached Brazilians. The wall between storytellers and a global audience wasn't malice. It was friction. Distribution friction, language friction, economic friction. You spent 27 years removing it, and when enough of it was gone, the wall came down. Stories started traveling the way ideas do. Instantly, everywhere to anyone willing to pay attention. You didn't get rich by accident. You got rich by staying patient when everyone told you to stop. By investing in technology that didn't work yet. By treating customers like they deserved better than late fees and empty shelves. By trusting data over gut feeling. And sometimes gut feeling over data. By being willing to become a different company every 5 years. From DVD by mail to streaming platform. From licensing deals to original studio. From an American service to global infrastructure. Every reinvention came with someone telling you it was too risky. Every reinvention was necessary. Somewhere in Bend, Oregon, the last Blockbuster is still open. It's a tourist attraction now. People go to take photos, to feel nostalgic. Not for the late fees, not for the Friday night drive, just for something that used to feel certain. Companies feel permanent until they don't. Industries feel permanent until they don't. The future always feels impossible. until someone builds it. If you had seen all of this in 1995, in a garage in Los Gatos, with a red envelope and a website that barely worked, would you have had the courage to build it? Netflix today, 300 million subscribers, $38 billion in annual revenue, content in 37 languages, available in 190 countries. It started with a DVD in a red envelope and someone who asked, "What if?" The next "What if" is yours.